Hi everybody, welcome to Monarch's monthly newsletter. This is May's newsletter. Can you believe it? That we're already 5 months into the year, and so far it hasn't been so bad. Let's talk about what has happened this last month number-wise. I've been attending several economist presentations, and there's a couple more coming up. Try to stay focused on what our market is doing and what it's coming. As you know, Las Vegas, it's getting the new NBA team, and we just had the first draft pick. So Las Vegas is in the eyes of the world at this moment. So let's talk about numbers, which is what is important to everybody, right? So let me see. I need my glasses. Okay, so right now, and we're looking at Clark County in general. In March, we had an average price for houses. It was $581,000. For February, it was $594,000. So that dropped about 2%. And then we had in Clark County in March a total of 9,000 available properties. And in February, it was 8,900. So slightly less. We have increased. We have currently about 2.8 months of inventory available. So it still is a buyer's market. Definitely, just to point something out, why we have so many people moving from other states and California. Today, I found out that the average house median price in Orange County is $1.3 million. And in Vegas, it's $581,000. So this is why we have so many people moving from California. See the difference? It's very easy for Californians to sell their property, take their equity, and move to Vegas, but they're looking at the higher price of the market. So anything that it's over $500,000, it has been keeping its value, and actually it's selling more than anything under the $500,000 price mark, because in my opinion, that's where the average Las Vegas family it's looking for, or average Las Vegas worker it's looking to buy. Let's look at the rental market. Right now, we have 1,714 units or properties available on the market. We had 1,687 in February. So our inventory increased 1.6%. And the average rental price in Las Vegas, and that includes properties in all price range, that is down 2%, and with the average price of $2,100. February was about the same, so that didn't change much. What is happening with the market right now? So we're still stable, not much activity. Of course, you know, the big impact is not just the interest rates, but also what is happening in the world. We're still dealing with this war. We don't know if the interest rates are going to increase or they're going to decrease. One of the economists mentioned that we will have lower interest rates, but not until after the war. So those are things to keep in mind. I am the one of the opinion that if you don't have to sell your property, hold on to it, because it is a buyer's market. So you can rent it. Yes, keep in mind a few things. Rents are down. However, if you want to keep your property and make the money creating wealth, which it becomes your equity, then you rather have some income coming in so that you can not just have to pay all of the bills out of pocket, but have the rent help you with those bills, even if it doesn't pay all of the cost, the mortgage and the expenses. It's better than having to write the check all by yourself. let's talk about a few things that continue to be a big problem, and that is repairs. So let me tell you about repairs. We had a little bit of a test for a couple of days that our weather was very good and very high, and we got hit with several air conditioning repairs. We did a lot of owners approved and had their air conditioning tune-ups done and prepared for the summer. But I do have a lot of properties that have old units, 10 years or older. Those are the units that most likely will be needing replacement. So keep that in mind. If your property has an older air conditioning, you're going to look at between $8,000 and $10,000 to replace the unit. So it's something that you may want to start planning and just saving on your budget for that. So hopefully you don't need to do it this summer, but if you do, then you are prepared. Big problem with home warranties. So let me tell you about home warranties. As I've been saying all year and previously as well, it doesn't matter if it is a home warranty's fault or not. The law says we only have so much time, which is 48 hours, to fix the problem. Especially if it's a habitability, which is air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, those things, we cannot wait. Every day that we're waiting, it means we have to give rental credit to the tenant. And in some instances, it will mean that we have to relocate the tenant, which it will end up costing you more money. I had a few owners that, even if you have a home warranty, they will take 2 days minimal to schedule an air conditioning visit. And then if there's non-covered cost, it has to go back to the home warranty. It has to get approved. Then we have to get your approval and you have non-covered costs to pay. So then it turns into a week where you are paying for the non-covered cost, and also you are going to be paying for the rent credit. So these are things to think about, and depending on which home warranty you have, some are better and some are worse handling these situations. Most important is ultimately the law puts that responsibility onto the landlord. So I need you to be prepared, because these few days, it was awful. And summer, it's coming. It's around the corner. So very important. We try to keep you informed of everything that is going on, but habitability, it has to be addressed immediately. Then let's talk about statements. So we did switch to RentVine this year. It is a better product. I am still learning it, and we are both, you and I, learning about this. But here's the important part. Your statements go out every single month. They will always be on your landlord portal. And when the statement is published to your portal, you will receive an email. I need you to look at it. Please don't wait 3-6 months to look at your statement, because if there is a problem that I didn't catch, you will as a landlord, and we need to fix it. We try not to have problems, but they do happen. So we want you to look at your statements. If you have a question, send me a message. We'll look at it, and then we can fix it right away instead of waiting 3 months, 6 months, and then we have to go back and research it. If you're paying a bill, you're always going to have an invoice attached to your statement. So look for that. And you shouldn't have any surprises, because our new maintenance coordinating, it tells you when there is a repair and asks you for your approval. So you should know what is happening with your property at all times. On this video, I'm also attaching some numbers to tell you about the market. So take a look at it so that you know. In some areas, it has increased a lot, like 89166, the Sky Canyon area. It's a major increase. And then some areas it's not. It has to do with new construction. This is their second year on the home. So look at all those things to give you an idea of where your property is located and what the market is doing. Every Friday, if we have your house vacant, we will give you numbers, we will give you suggestions. Ultimately, you are the landlord, you have the final say. But always remember, the longer we sit vacant, the more money you lose. And we don't want you to lose money. So help us help you. Have a great May. And if you are a mom, happy Mother's Day. And talk to you soon.